Hey guys, Thogden here, and welcome back to a new Premier League predictions. We've only got 4 game weeks left. We're coming right to the end. Most of the Premier League teams are bang in the middle of the table. I've got nothing to play for. So if you're still clicking on these videos, we really do appreciate it.
Absolutely. You're a brave man or woman. Now, last week we got hashtag Harry on. Hated the shirt, loved the guy. 3 points he got. I got 5 points, and you got 6 points. I'm a little cling on
he's done it again!
Overall, the guests 206. Thogden 210. I'm having it back 240. Thank you.
What? Hey, listen.
I'm winning it all day
I'm
long.
in my prime too late in the season. That's the problem.
Who is the guest? I have no idea again.
Do you not know who Cal the Dragon is?
The goalkeeper.
Yeah.
He's as good as Ben Foster.
I know. He's absolutely brilliant, mate.
Hello everybody, and hello Theo and Thogdad. Hope you're both okay. Cam the Dragon here to do the 14 Premier League predictions. Enough talk. Let's get on with it.
Big up everybody that goes to his Sunday League games to watch him play week in week. You know he gets a crowd just because he's Cal the Dragon. And they watch how good he is from the TikTok. He's famous on TikTok. Cal the Dragon, it's a pleasure to have you on, mate. Right, what's the first game then, Dad?
Hey, the like target, Theo.
Okay. What are you going for?
I'm not. You do it.
Oh! I want to send it over to Cal the Dragon, but he can't hear us right now. I'll go for 15,000 likes. If we smash that, then we're going to just... I don't know. Next time we'll get on bloody road to shore. 15,000 likes. I don't even think he cares.
If we smash that, then I'm going to drink a beer. And it's going to taste like promotion.
Don't say that too early.
No,
we find out the day after this video goes out on Saturday.
Know.
Stay tuned for the video. Let's please just win. Just win and get promoted. Enough of the waffle. What's the first game?
And the first game is Leicester City in 3rd against Newcastle in 17th. Now, Leicester 5 points clear of West Ham. Newcastle, if they get a point, then they're not going down. What's going to happen here, Thoggy?
I think Leicester have something to play for and Newcastle don't. I think the relegation battle is over. Newcastle have got good come the end of it.
Yeah.
And I think they're safe, which now means they don't have much to play for. Leicester want to remain in the top 4. So I think getting points is more important to them. Therefore, I'm going to go Leicester 2, Newcastle 1. And I think Maddison and Iheanacho are going to get the goals.
That is a big shout. Iheanacho's been brilliant recently. Yeah. He might be a shout for captain in FPL. I'm going Leicester 2, Newcastle 0.
Ooh. But what does Cal the Dragon go for?
So the first one, Leicester versus Newcastle. I'm going to go 1-1, sit on the fence, just because I think both teams will go at each other, but no clear winner, I don't think.
And now for Leeds United in 11th against Tottenham Hotspur in 6th. Now Leeds have slipped into the bottom half, 2 points in the last 3 games. They're missing Rafinha. But yes. Tottenham, Gareth Bale, how good was he last week, Theo?
Dad, don't get ahead of yourself. It was Sheffield United, okay? You're getting all excited. You probably watched it live. I tell you what, Leeds, they've got nothing to play for this week. Spurs actually do. They're 5 points off top 4, which is mental to think. Ryan Mason has won all his Prem games. Okay, 2 of them, but he's won all his Prem games so far. And you know what? It looks like things are more positive there. Bale, Son and Kane. I reckon they'll win this one 2-1.
Yeah, and Dele Alli as well. Just pick them every week. Josie, what were you thinking of back in the day?
It's true.
I'm just going to go for Leeds 0, Tottenham 2. I think Leeds are getting a bit tired.
Dele Alli's twice the player with a new haircut. I've said it. Cal, what are you going for?
Leeds versus Spurs. I'm going to go 2-1 to Leeds. Leeds is pure attacking power. I think they're just going to overwhelm the defence. And yeah, just 2-1 to Leeds.
And now for Sheffield United against Crystal Palace, 20th against 13th. Theo, if you make me live stream this, you know what I'm going to do?
What?
I'm going to dress up Thogbear in my clothes, put him on the chair, and I'm going for a pint. I'm not watching this game.
And I'd probably say fair enough. Because this isn't going to be a classic, is it?
It's not. Now, Sheffield United just awful, easily relegated in bottom place. Crystal Palace lost the last 3.
Hey, Dad, you know Blades have beaten Palace the last 3 times at Bramall Lane?
Yeah.
That's a mental stat, so I'm going to have to back it again. Because both teams have nothing to play for. And Sheffield United, I reckon they'll do another game like Brighton. McGoldrick to score 1-0.
Wow, that is a very big shout. I'm going Sheffield United 0, Crystal Palace 1 because of Wilfred Zaha. And lots of people are going to buy him for this game week. But I tell you what, here's a bullet header for you, Cal the Dragon. Try and save that, mate, and give us your prediction.
Sheffield United, Crystal Palace. I'm going to go Sheffield United 1, Crystal Palace 3. 3-1 win away from home because I know both teams haven't got nothing to play for anymore, but strong Palace performance, 3-1 Palace.
And now for Manchester City against Chelsea, first against fourth, and it's the Champions League final, Theo.
Yeah.
They might as well play it in Istanbul, eh? Both of these teams won last week. If City win, they win the title. Is it going to happen?
I don't know. It's a weird encounter. They've faced once with Tuchel and Pep at the
Yeah.
teams they're at the moment. And that was in the FA Cup semi-final, which Chelsea actually won 1-0.
Yeah.
So Tuchel's not got a bad record there. But we all know from last night's madness in the Champions League, these two are facing in Istanbul for an interesting Champions League final. So how do you think it's going to be when they face in this game?
Two very good teams. And I think Chelsea are capable of beating Man City. And I don't say that about many teams.
Really?
Havertz was on really good form last week. He got the brace.
Yeah.
And also he looked pretty good, I thought, in the Champions League.
But Dad, because of all the games they've had in Europe, they're going to be rested. There's going to be rotated squads for this match.
Yeah, but City, if they win it, they win the title. So you know what? I think City might go strong and they're going to win 1-0.
I just think the way Chelsea is set up, I reckon they'll sneak a draw. This could be a 0-0, but I'm going to go for a 1-1 because I don't think Tuchel will let Pep get the psychological edge by letting him win this game, because then they'll go into the final thinking, I can beat you. So he won't allow that, and I reckon it'll be a draw, 1-0.
And over to you, Cal the Dragon.
Man City versus Chelsea. Tough one to predict, this one, always is. Man City want revenge, but I'm going to go 1-0 because Chelsea are not easy to break down, but neither is Man City, especially with Ruben Diaz in defence. But 1-0.
And now for 7th against 15th, it is, of course, Liverpool against Southampton. I can't believe Liverpool are 7th. Can they make Europe, Theo?
Well, they've got a few games in hand because obviously Liverpool United game got cancelled. We'll speak about that when we get on to United, though. With this game, it's a must-win for Liverpool if they want to get top 4. Southampton have been rocky recently. It's a winnable game. You've got a class side. Klopp's had time to bring the squad together and maybe go on a run. Liverpool, they're the team of comebacks. Now's the time to get it going. So I'm going to back them. 2-0, Salah double.
And I'm just going to say ditto. 2-0 to Liverpool.
Okay, who's getting the goals, though?
I have no idea. And I tell you what, fantasy football, think about making Salah your captain. Now, Man United have got 3 games this game week, but my goodness, nobody's going to play all 3.
Yeah, Cal the Dragon, what are you going for, son?
Liverpool versus the Saints. I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool because they're going to start picking up a bit of form now, I'd say. They don't want to lose at home again if they can help it, but I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool.
And now for Wolverhampton Wanderers in 12th against Brighton and Hove Albion in 14th. And I don't really want to say much about this. Well done to Brighton for beating Leeds. That was a good victory.
It's basically their final win to decide that they're staying up in this Premier League table. If you look at the bottom 3, it's pretty much obvious now that they're the 3 to go down. I think this game will be the most boring match in your life. I'm going 0-0. Because it's pointless for both sides. They're both going to stay up.
Yeah, and I sort of agree. I'm going Wolves 1, Brighton 1. But Cal the Dragon, what do you reckon, pal?
Wolves versus Brighton. Tough one. I'm going to go Wolves 1, Brighton 2. I just think Brighton's going to go to the Molineux and absolutely outclass Wolves at times. But 2-1 Brighton.
Aston Villa in 10th against Manchester United in 2nd, the first of a triple game week. Now Villa, Ollie Watkins is looking really good recently, isn't he?
He is, he's banging in the goals. Man United have got their brains on Europa League. They smashed Roma 6-2 in the first leg. They're playing them again tonight. You'll probably see this the day after, so they've already played. But they'll be thinking more about that. Villa, they don't really have a space for Europe anymore, do they?
That's true, Theo. I think United will rest players tonight for Europa, so the likes of Bruno will be back for this. Theo, I reckon they must have had Max and Paddy on security that day.
Absolutely.
But you know what? I completely understand and empathise with the Man United fans.
But going on to the pitch,
they hate the Glazers, Theo. They hate the Glazers.
Yeah, but
they've had 16 years of this nonsense. They wanted to make a point to the world. They made that point. Well done, United.
To be fair to them, getting on the pitch, slowing down kickoff, that's got everybody talking about them. Glazers avoiding Sky Sports, at their gaff over in America. That's all affected them. You can see they've done this on purpose. They know the United fans have done enough to get under the skin of the Glazers. Now it's judgment time. Will they leave? We're going to find out. And you know what? I think United will win this. They've had enough time. I know with everything going on upstairs, it must be crazy for the United players and manager, but Ole's pretty good at this, good at dealing with it, and apparently got an apology from Glazers, but clearly that's not enough. I'm going 2-1, Rashford and Bruno to get the goals.
That is a big shout, and I'm going to agree 2-1 to Man United, but I want to know, Cal the Dragon, what do you reckon, pal?
Aston Villa versus Manchester United. Now, Man United's got 4 games in a week, so they're going to be knackered at the end of this. So I'm going to go 3-1 to United. I think they're just too strong for Villa.
West Ham United in 5th against Everton in 8th. These are two teams with European ambitions just about.
Yeah.
And last week it was Antonio was back, wasn't he, with a couple of goals. DCL's back on the score sheet. What is going to happen here, Theo?
You must have been fuming Lingard did nothing.
I know.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, it was all about Antonio, and West Ham got another win because they're trying to stay in top 4. Everton recently, they've bottled any chance of themselves getting top 4. I don't know if they're going to make Europa League. They're falling away. Another loss against Villa. They play Villa in this double game week, which is so weird, having both games in the space of 2 weeks. But I'm just going to back West Ham because they've been better over the last couple of weeks. So yeah, I'm gonna say 2-1 and Lingard masterclass. Just put a smile on Thogdad's face.
And I'm going to go for West Ham 2, Everton 1. Lingard with a bullet header for
We
once.
agree again. Callum, what are you going for, mate?
Now, this is a tough one. West Ham versus Everton. I'm going to go West Ham 3, Everton 2. I'm going to go for an entertaining game. Everton not easy to break down at times, but neither is West Ham. But 3-2 to West Ham.
And now for Arsenal in 9th against West Brom in 19th. And I refuse to talk about this game because Arsenal, you've been rubbish this season. Aubameyang, yeah, you were good last week, but you left it a little bit late. West Brom, I'm sorry you're down.
Thogdad's fuming.
Over to you, Theo. You talk about it.
You know what? This is a weird game because Arsenal, they're about 5 points off a Europa spot and they play in the Europa League. Currently, if they win the Europa League, obviously they can get themselves back into it. But they need points in the Premier League badly. West Brom, if they didn't draw their last 2 games, which they have done, then maybe they could have done a push to stay up. Big Sam masterclass, but they have fallen away now, and I think they're down. So I'm going to back Arsenal because they need the points more. 1-0. It's not going to be a classic. It's not going to be a high scorer. What do you reckon?
I reckon Arsenal might win this one 2-0, but it won't be a classic. And now over to the goalkeeper in Nottinghamshire, Cal the Dragon.
Arsenal, West Brom. Cry. Poor West Brom. I'm going to go Arsenal 3, West Brom 1. West Brom, I think, are going to be down and out after this. Arsenal's going to just turn up and absolutely outclass them.
Fulham against Burnley, 18th against 16th. Now, Fulham need to catch up 9 points in 4 games. Impossible, Theo.
Yeah, Burnley have nothing to play for at this point in the season. Fulham are down. I'm going for a boring 0-0. I'm sorry, both teams. This ain't going to be a classic.
It could be a stinker. You know what? Fulham 1, Burnley 0.
Cal, what you going for, fella?
Monday, Fulham versus Burnley. I'm going to go Fulham 1, Burnley 2. I think this will really hurt their chances now, Fulham. I think they're down and out now anyway. But they've done so well, but 2-1 Burnley.
Man United versus Leicester here, and
Hey, that is my bit. Now we're going into the 5 additional games. Now Man United, they play 4 games in 8 days, which I think is ridiculous. The first game is against Leicester. I'm going to go Man United 1, Leicester 1.
That's exactly what I went for, and that's because they're both in the top 4. They'll both take a draw as long as the other isn't getting 3 points over each other. So 1-1.
Wow, and I think Donny van der Beek might come up with a goal because I think there'll be some rotation. Cal.
That's it. Go to him.
What a game. Manchester United versus Leicester. I'm going to go 0-0. Deadlock draw. Both teams will go at it. No clear winner. Deadlock for me.
Southampton against Crystal Palace. I'm going to go 1-0 to the Saints there.
That's exactly what I went for. Is that this guy's absolutely copied me today. Southampton 1-0. Both teams have nothing to play for. So I back Saints.
Cal.
The Saints versus Palace. I'm going to go Southampton 1, Crystal Palace 1. I can't pick a winner here. So 1-0 for me.
And now for a London derby, Chelsea against Arsenal. What's happening here, Theo?
I've never been less motivated for the Chelsea-Arsenal game. It's just added on to this game week. We've spoken about too many games already. There's 15 games in total, for God's sake. I'm going to sit on the fence here and go for a 1-0 draw because I think both teams need the points here. Chelsea looking for Champions League spot. Arsenal looking for Europa League. So I'm going to go 1-0 and the goals will come from Havertz. And for Arsenal, it's going to be Saka.
Wow, that is very precise. I'm going Chelsea 1, Arsenal 0.
Wow.
Cal.
Oh, wow. We all love these games. Chelsea versus Arsenal. I think it's going to be Chelsea 2, Arsenal 0. Chelsea are just storming at the moment, so I don't think they'll lose this.
Aston Villa against Everton. How many games have we got here? I've got no idea. So I asked Thogbear. He said 1-1.
Well, I asked Thogbear's son, and Thogbear's son said 0-0, so I've gone with it. Defo a goalless game written all over it anyway, so let's go with it. How did they both play each other last week?
I know.
And they're playing each other again. All I can say is Cal.
Aston Villa versus Everton. I'm going to go Villa 0, Everton 1. So just a scrape of 1-0. It's going to be a scrappy game, I think. But 1-0 to Everton for me.
And finally, Manchester United against Liverpool, traditionally one of the biggest games in English football. But you know what? Because of all the games United are playing, United 0, Liverpool 1. They need the points more. The Scousers are going to win it.
Dad, the last time we did this predictions, because obviously we did it in a previous video, you surely predicted a Man United win or a draw. You always sit on the fence. That was it. You probably went for a 1-0 or a 0-0. You've actually backed a team.
I think Liverpool will beat Man United, but that's partly because of the schedule.
Okay, well, I've said the same, but a different result. Man United 1, Liverpool 2. They need the results more. Man United have nothing to play for. Liverpool clearly do. And as I interviewed Luis Garcia this week on Instagram, you can go check that out, put that on the screen. He's a lovely guy. And I asked him, will Liverpool make top 4? And, he was part of the Champions League team that came back against Milan 3-0 to 3-3. He said, I've seen Liverpool do crazier things. So, quite frankly, who knows what can happen?
I'm going to go Man United 3, Liverpool 1. I think they're just going to outclass Liverpool because Liverpool's form has not been really great at all. But those are all my predictions. Thank you, Theo and Thogdad. Thank you for having me on your channel. I really appreciate it. And keep up the good vids.
That is amazing. You get to interview the best people. But if you want to see us getting interviewed, Jack Mate's podcast, The Happy Hour, check it out.
Absolutely. Legends. Thanks for having us on. And big up Cal the Dragon. Go follow his TikTok as well. Pleasure, just great to have him on as a guest too. And that's it from us. Enjoy the Premier League as much as you can. Most of you don't really care about the teams anymore. But if you are new here, please subscribe. We always appreciate that. Like the video. And let's hope Bolton go up tomorrow. Up the Whites.
Come on.
In a bit, guys.